sure what has happened. So let's get this. We're going live one more time. I guess my identity is safe. The secret identity has happened. Welcome, everybody is tuning in. I don't know what exactly went wrong because I thought we went live. The video had played, and then I got a warning saying that we weren't live yet, so we had to go live. So if you're watching, let us know. I was wondering why there's no comments right away because people normally comment as soon as they show up. So say hello. Yeah, say hello in the chat. I have with me the lovely Miss Meow, Yael Perez, and the fantastic Bijou Bijou. Thank you very much, both of you, for coming onto the live stream. We are going to have a lot of fun. Now, we started mentioning drinks. You're drinking the old fashioned. No, you're drinking a classic martini.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with my memory.
Take two.
Too much drinking.
Should we start over a third time?
It's not enough drinking. No, it's not.
No.
It's not enough drinking, apparently. Apparently, I have too much blood in my veins, not enough alcohol. Denis Leger is saying hello. Hello.
Hi,
Welcome, Denis. We also have Devin Upham. I had to look in weird places for the link. I hope that, well, you found it on Facebook. That means we've made it to Facebook. So that's happening. And we are, I just got a notification coming in that I'm supposed to be at another phone call, but that's not for me. I know that's not for me. So this is confusing night. What's happening here? We welcome Devin. Welcome. We got a bunch of people tuning in from all over. Janine, Tysonbaum Zilber. I'm sorry if I'm messing that up, but that's Janine. Welcome from the bottom of my heart. I'm still trying to pour a drink. That's how far behind I am. This is an exciting. I'm going to pour the fucking drink. Is what I'm going to do. If anyone is watching on Twitch, we just added Twitch to our broadcast schedule, and we are listed as being for mature viewers, or we should be listed for being, unless I clicked the wrong box. I hope we're listed as being for mature viewers. This show doesn't contain any nudity, it doesn't contain any sex acts, and it doesn't contain any threats of violence, but we do have a frank and open discussion about sex, sexuality, and being kind to other people. And for that, I'm saying hi. We get it looks like we have more cats than people watching today. I know blasphemy it is, Devin, that I had no drink. Ladies, you're being far too quiet. I'm motor mouthing through all of this. The people that are here, thank you very much for being part of that, and having how Ms. Perez, Ms. Meow, it has been, I've just merged it all together.
I honestly, I'll answer to hey you, so we're good.
I had answered to Susan once, so it's all perfect.
I enjoy a good portmanteau. We can go with Meow, perhaps.
Meow. Oh, that's a Meow.
Like
that is all right. We
I
might
never
have a
missed
new
a good
name.
portmanteau.
It's been 2 weeks since you've been on. Is it 2 weeks?
Three.
I need more to drink. So has anything new has happened in the past 3 weeks?
The online show that I was part of premiered with Burlesque Sign Cassette, and it was fantastic. And it is now actually available on demand through Vimeo. I think we have a link that we can share.
We do. It's there, right there. So that is vimeo.com on demand, Gin Joint Burlesque. So people can watch that on demand.
It's a really good show, and I'm not just saying it because I'm in it. Like, even if I wasn't in it, it would be a very good show.
And you can go to that after you've watched this. There's actually a free video at the beginning that you can select to watch, which is which would be Miss Meow or Meow. No, that's not right.
No, we'll stick with Miss Meow.
We'll work on it. On it. Where she's actually teaching how to mix a proper drink.
I have my own cocktail segment. It's really exciting.
It is. And Bijou Bijou, you've been in the comment sections here before, but you are a burlesque performer who has traveled. You started burlesque in South Korea?
I did, yeah. I started in Seoul.
In Seoul, South Korea, and you've performed in Tokyo, and you're now currently based here in Montreal.
That's correct.
Though we're international, so we're based currently all through the universe at this point.
On the internet.
And Miss Dora Bones is here. Hey, Dora.
Hello.
Welcome. Dora, did we have to pick a date for Dora to come on?
She'll be a lovely guest. You should
work that
yes.
out. So what have you been doing through lockdown? What has been part of your process, Bijou?
A lot of crying in the fetal position. We're just kind of keeping to myself, trying to keep my mind right and keep my wheels greased, as it were. A lot of yoga in the fetal position.
It's not child's pose.
That's what they call it. Okay.
Child's pose.
The only thing I know.
I thought it was downward crying. There we are. I should not be talking about yoga, not with the shape that I'm in currently.
Any body shape can do yoga.
Yoga is for anyone.
Anybody. It's about flexibility and not about body shape.
Yes, but I do have to work on my flexibility at this point in time. It's trying to stay safe and stay isolated from people. Doing midnight walks in a bad neighborhood, it's done great for the flexibility of my neck. Just looking around, it's just safe. But
that's either good for durability of walking or for cardio if you got to start running. Like
you know what? If somebody wants to chase me, I'm gonna say, oh fuck it. Just I'm not carrying any money anyways.
Cost benefit analysis.
Yeah, exactly. So Devin is saying it's Weeper's pose. Welcome everybody who's watching. This is the Love Doctor live stream. I do have some questions that we have here. These are from the vault. Oh, and Yael is Miss Meow is all happy, excited.
Well, that's what we're here for.
That is. We also have the anonymous questions. People, you can ask your questions if you want to ask us questions. We will answer them directly. You just put them into the chat, and we will bring them onto the screen, and then we can answer them together as a group. I also have these ones from the vault, and if you want to ask anonymously, then you have to go into the land of Zuckerberg and go onto Facebook and go to the Love Doctor fan page. So that would be facebook.com/LD1969. Is there? Yes, I do. There it is. There is actually. I have a link for that, so people can go there directly, and that will allow them. You can go into the message box there. I think you might have to like it first, and that is.
Well, they should like your page anyway.
They should like the page. I mean, I know some people want to resist being on Facebook, but
I mean, if they're there,
they're on Facebook. We know there are at least 4 people on Facebook right now. Yeah. You have no excuse.
True.
There we are. Yes, exactly. Oh, look at this. Bijou is like counting everyone. So she's a stats person.
I just, I saw a couple, at least 4. That's all.
At least 4. So people can, if you like the page, you can actually send a message to the page, and those will come in anonymous. So I'll read those questions without giving away anyone's identity, and we can handle that. I haven't seen anyone message in from Twitch as of yet. Just got to see if it has popped up there. I'm just going to take a look to see. I may have to do. I might get a bad echo for a second. No, we're not getting an echo, but yeah, no, it is running on Twitch. And just let's do a quick little check on that. I'm sorry, I should be doing tech checks during the show, but I'm doing tech checks here. There we are. Oh yeah, no, there it is, and that's where you find it on Twitch.
That guy looks like you.
He does, but he has eyeballs, whereas mine are trapped behind the glass. Actually, he doesn't. Look at that.
Yeah, there it is.
There's no the eyes are dangerous. That's why I keep it not seen. And Peter Bowen wants to know everybody's names. So I got to take that banner down so we can all the names will pop back up. So they are there. So it's Bijou Bisou, Miss Meow, Yael Perez, and I am the Love Doctor. This is the Love Doctor live stream, and these are your cards. So if I can look at that, and my fingers are funneling them. Did I cut my fingernails today? I hope so. All right. Just I don't want to appear too gross a human being because I'm living in quarantine. And Miss Dora Bones says all of the technologies. It's amazing. what an idiot I can be, but this format is making it appear that I'm not completely lost at all times. So we have the cards. We can go to the cards right now. We've caught up on everyone has been doing during quarantine, and I think it's, if no one's putting a question into the chat, we're going to go to the cards to see.
Do it.
Oh, but no, we Bon Jovi. I think that's
not a question.
That's not a question. I believe he's saying
it's
he's going Bonjour.
Bonjour, yeah.
That might be the extent of his French.
Name. I don't know.
And
could be the bad name. Oh, did you just Nihai? You would spoken in Japanese.
Nihai is Nihao is Mandarin.
Mandarin. Right.
And Annyeong is Korean.
Cool.
There we are. We're gonna. We've got.
learning.
Well, okay, we've had English. We've had Mandarin. We've had Korean, and we've had idiot being spoken here tonight. So we're off to a good start. Not sure exactly what Peter Bowen is bringing as a language. It might be hair metal. It could be just hair music that he has brought to it.
He was giving love a bad name.
Oh no! I don't need a bad name.
No,
I don't.
It's a Bon Jovi
song. I got it.
Thank you.
It was funny.
Someone got it.
and we have a little Spanish coming in from the kitty cat that is Denny Leger. I'm just going to make that a little bit bigger so we can all see it. Dear Love Doctor, how do you define sexual healing? So let's all right. I'm going to give that to Miss Meow first. Would you want, or do you want me to take it first?
I don't mind.
All right, Miss Meow.
So, I mean, sexual healing. First of all, isn't that a song? It's a song.
It is a song. Since we are very much on the musical ones.
It's a song. But literally, I hope that was at my Bon Jovi joke. That lol. Just so we're clear.
I would take credit.
Sexual healing. I mean, if we're going to take it literally, personally, I would feel that finding yourself in a sexual situation with someone you trust that is pleasurable for you, that helps you feel comfortable, that's going to help you heal, hypothetically, from pretty much anything. I know for me, I'm a very physical, tactile, sexual person. And when I find myself in those types of comfortable, trusting situations, I can heal from pretty much anything. But that's just me.
That is a great answer. Bijou Bisou.
I think that was a really good way to put it. I do know that there's a common thought, I don't know whether it's true or not, that if you ingest the semen of someone who has a good, oh my God, I can't speak English. I'll say it in Korean and then you'll get it.
All right.
When someone has good immune system, that'll help boost your immune system. I don't know if that's true, but sexual healing.
Is this a new cure for COVID that we should be trying out?
No, actually, that's because if you obviously I'm totally doesn't exist, so don't, and it also can be transmitted sexually. So
I know. Total joke.
No, just in case they clicked on then and clicked off, just in case.
Yeah, please. Just again. Technically, the advice that we're given is for entertainment purposes, but it doesn't stop it from being good advice generally. But anything that you hear here, you might want to just double check. I think sexual healing can also correspond to aftercare as well. If you're doing a scene, if you want to make sure that, and also the best cure for a broken heart. Your best way to get over someone is to probably get underneath somebody else. Ev Lit, one of our regulars, has gone in and right.
That's funny. Right. That's funny. I got that. It's another music joke.
Music and puns.
Love it.
Music and puns.
I'm going to get all the music jokes. I'm so down.
Puns are the lowest form of humor until you get a chance to use them.
That's
it. It is that is the limbo bar that you use as an explanation anytime that you go under. We haven't heard from Christopher yet, which is kind of, it scares me a little bit. I hope he's all right. Christopher is one of our regulars. He always sort of pops in right away to say slancha.
I mean, have a nice drink. Yeah.
There we go, Ev. You just stroked Ev's ego, so we don't know. We have fed the beast. We're not sure exactly what all is going to happen out of that because of this. We're going to move on to the next question here. The next question being, oh, look at this. This has been nice handwriting so far. Not too long in questions. That's been a good thing. What's more significant for your first time or your last time? And we'll go to Bijou for that. Bijou.
Well, it depends on what you mean by last time, whether you mean the last time with a particular partner or the last time ever. I feel like the last time ever is probably more significant, especially if that's, what does you in. For the other person, it's pretty.
It's pretty deep. David Upham has said, "I love a good groaner." Pun wise, a good groaner in the sack can be.
Anyway,
well, it depends on how they groan. It could be annoying after too much, but yes. Let's I agree with that on saying that the last time, depending on how it's the last time. That's a lot of people would think that it would be great to kind of end with a bang
for you,
but it's not that great for your partners.
If you both expire during this bang, that's the only way that's a good thing.
And that's probably just because the person driving the car went off a cliff.
But were you having sex while it happened?
No, that's the. I was suggesting in the back seat, but it's.
I'm just picturing it.
Sorry, not sorry, guys.
All right. You just went in and out of focus on that, Ms. Meow. What is your take on that question?
Sorry?
What's your take on answering that?
I guess I'll take a different approach. You were saying the last time ever. I think every time is significant in its own way. The first time is significant in the way that it's special and the way you first connect with a person. And I think when you think back on a relationship that's maybe ended, the last time has a really serious significance too. I mean, I think if we were each to think about someone we were with and you think about the last time you were together, I'm sure you remember it vividly. I know if I think back on, the many partners that I've had, people that I was with more than once, if I think back to the last time, there's so many different memories and emotions that are attached to that. So you can't really pick which one's more significant. They're just significant in different ways.
I think that.
Sorry, I came at this from a really truthful, honest, emotional point, because when I read the question, I went, "Oh, my heart." So sorry, it's
sweet.
No, it's quite okay. For most people will always remember their first, and for the good or for bad. And a lot of that will color how you view relationships and sexuality from that point on. At the same time, your last time, again, if it's your last time, you don't have to remember it very long, or hopefully you don't have to remember it very long. If your sex life peters out, I'm going to have to say it has to be the first time, though. Every time that you have the chance to share sex with a partner, there should be some significance to it, or you're doing it wrong. And we've got a question from Ev. Actually, he popped it in. I popped it up just to see it clearer. Would you date a NASCAR driver? And I know for a fact Ev is not a NASCAR driver, so he's not asking any of us out. Though I'll go for a dinner there, Ev. And personally, of course, I would let anyone's occupation, unless they were working for the Republican Party, that might be a deal breaker for a relationship. But then again, it didn't. Not that he's a good example. Bill Maher dated. Who is that Republican talking head? She's famous on her own right for just being horrible. But he dated her for a while. It's always two people.
No, wasn't Ann Coulter, was it?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah.
That's why he kept having her on his show. Well, that makes sense.
It's just it's just the thought of the two of them together. Just the idea. It's like a bag of hammers. Just that would be a similar sound of the two of them having sex. That's just what I'm saying. But Ms. Meow, how would you answer the question? Ev agrees.
Yeah, I would totally date a NASCAR driver. I mean, I've had hookups with NASCAR coaches. I don't know what I would call him, but he works for NASCAR. And I met him during F1 here a few years ago, and we still keep in touch. So yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Bijou Bisou.
I kind of agree with you in terms of like generally, I don't really look at someone's career and think, you know, or even their job, you know, it's like, oh, right now I'm working at a sushi place like part-time. Like it's not really, you know, I when I was younger, I used to say I would never date a soldier. And then I moved to Korea and we were right next to an American army base. And I changed that right quick. Quick.
They also look really hot in a uniform.
Right? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right. There is. Yeah. The other thing too. It says date, so it doesn't say long-term relationship.
That's true.
And occasionally, like, as long as you're both honest about it, a hate fuck could be still a good fuck.
Yeah.
And Dora Bones is saying F1, baby. Yes. What does that F stand for? There is. It's formula. That's
that F word.
Yeah, that F word. Yes. All right. Just moving on to another question until we get another one popping up in chat. I should really double check, make sure that there's none coming in on the anonymous line. No, nothing there as of yet. Dear Love Doctor, I am a woman, period. I don't understand how to find bisexual or lesbian women and hit on them successfully, please. First off, trying to target someone based on their orientation is sort of wrong. You need to find somebody that you connect with, because you're not going to probably be attracted to every lesbian or every bisexual woman, and just to go and just say I only want to date somebody like that, then you're immediately sort of insulting people. You're boiling them down to just one characteristic. Go out, meet people. If there are people that you're attracted to, then say hello, like introduce yourself, and then see how you can progress. But don't go out there. It's the same thing as I don't trust people who say, oh, I like butts, or I like abs, or I like breasts. You know, those are just pieces of meat. They're not people, right? It's, if you're going to truly connect with somebody, you got to make it about something more than just that. Bijou Bisou, what's your take on it?
I think that when I was younger, I identified as a woman for a long time. And I felt a lot the same way. Like I knew that I liked like more than just men, you know? And so I knew that there was like, I knew that I was, I couldn't quite bisexual, pansexual, queer, whatever it was. But I had the same fear. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to meet a woman, or now like I've expanded it. Like, I don't know how to meet a person who like I connect with. But the thing is that like, I agree with you. Like, it's kind of when you have a connection with somebody, like you have a connection with that person, you know what I mean? And it's like, I wonder what that person was thinking, that they assume that every single person that they've ever met has been not a bisexual or lesbian woman. Like, what is it that you think that, or person, but they said woman specifically on the card,
yes.
But
yeah.
Like, what gives you that impression? You know what I mean? Like, but sometimes it feels super daunting to kind of try to hit on somebody of this, like, again, we'll say same sex, but like of that you don't feel like, even it can also be like the opposite sex or whatever, like a genderless person. Like, I like this person and I am terrified that they don't like me back. And it's really easy to say, oh, they probably don't like,
to pre-reject yourself.
Exactly.
To pre-reject yourself. You don't have to worry about them rejecting you. Peter Bowen has said, just change your settings on Tinder, which I guess is a technological. Oh,
it's not wrong.
No,
Bijou I have a bone to pick with Tinder. Tinder doesn't.
There's a lot of bones to pick with.
There's
Tinder.
a lot of bones to pick with Tinder.
I mean,
I think that's what Tinder's for, is picking. Is that Grindr? One of those two.
Just like there's no room for non-binary in Tinder. That's one of my qualms.
It's true.
So,
Ms. Meow, what do you say? Just a sec. Ms. Dora says, wanting to but unable to figure out how to hit on women / femmes equals key femme bisexual culture. I think I wouldn't limit it to that. As young men growing up, we don't know how to properly flirt, even though, because the examples that are in media
still don't know how to properly flirt.
A lot of men definitely don't, because the examples that we're given in media, which is a lot of our education, a lot of the societal programming that we have, is just so fucking wrong. Watching old 80s films, which are the films I grew up with, and watching it and going, that's stalking. And, and that was supposed to be sweet.
Yeah. Boombox outside the window.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's sweet when it's someone you actually want, right? That's how that works.
Yeah, they call it the Dobler-Dahmer effect. Like, it's either super cute or really creepy, depending on whether you like the person back.
Yeah. Which really essentially isn't fair. And I totally admit that and embrace that. It's not fair, but it's also true.
Yeah.
And actually, I want to mention a movie after this, but Ms. Meow, your answer on this.
You wanted me to? So I don't have an answer to this question because I still haven't figured it out. As in,
which is
I
fair.
identify as a bisexual woman, and I am terrible at flirting with women that I find attractive or with female presenting people whom I find attractive. I don't know. I get really awkward. And I get scared to hit on people because I think, well, what if they're straight? What if they don't like women? What if all of these what ifs? But just like Bijou was saying, we kind of go for this easy answer of, oh, well, they're not going to like me back, so I'm just not going to go there. But I think the best answer I can give to this question is life is about taking risks. And whether that's within flirting, within a job, within pretty much anything, nothing worth having ever came risk-free.
Exactly. And that is a brilliant thought. Oh, you know what? I'm going to drink to that. Probably finish off this glass.
I'm going to need a new drink soon.
As am I. I'm going to mention a film from the 80s, which has some. I so much want to forgive this film, but I don't know if it would definitely not be able to be made today. And it's a John Cusack film who was. Okay, Bijou, do you know which film I'm talking about right now?
It could be one of many. I mentioned one earlier. I'm not sure if that's the one.
It's not that one. Better Off Dead.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
I don't think I've seen that.
All right. I imagine Netflix have probably pulled it off by now, but it has. All right. The premise of the movie is it's the young man is waking up and everywhere in his bed he has a picture of the girl he's dating. He all his hangers have her head like on the hangers. All of his clothes are hanging as if they were hanging on her.
That's creepy.
And within 10 minutes or so, she dumps him on the phone.
I can imagine why.
Well, it's unfortunately it's not. Oh, Wendy Bonbons has chimed in. She agrees. She agreed with Yael on that one. And Denny Leger said cats are great at flirting with everyone. Interspecies relationships are frowned upon, though, Denny. So how can I say it? He becomes so depressed that the reason it's called Better Off Dead is he attempts suicide probably 4 or 5 times through the entire film.
Is this a romantic comedy?
Yeah, well, it's a romantic teen comedy.
Are you okay? Like, it depends on what if it's like a thriller, like falling down kind of movie, then I can see that.
It is almost a John Hughes doing goofball type comedy.
Oh boy.
There's 2 Asian characters. The only one that speaks English learned to speak from listening to Howard Cosell. They actually had Asian actors, at least. There is his next door neighbor is a French exchange student who she sort of falls for him, and she only reveals to him that she speaks English. But she has some amazing, great lines in it. She is a great character. But through the film, he thinks about committing suicide, makes the plan, starts it, and then calls it off like at the last minute, only to be sort of pushed into each suicide attempt to comedic expectations. Ms. Dora Bones is pointing out that it's the 80s and the 90s.
Right? There was an episode of The Simpsons in the first season where Homer tries to kill himself in the first 5 minutes of the episode. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's like a kid's show.
And Rob Urqueta is saying hi, and he's screaming out, Ricky. which I'm not sure because that's not from Better Off Dead. There's also a very much there's a thriller element when it comes to the Paperboy. There it is. That's the thriller element from the Paperboy. Is this paper? Now you remembered.
I just heard. I watched an AMV, like a really long AMV, and that clip was in it, but it was to like an anime, and I was like, "What is this from?" So now I know. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you very much, Rob.
10 years, I never knew where that was from.
So I'm pouring. You know what? I only have one more drink. I think out of this bottle left after that. So I hope that we can actually survive the show before I run out of alcohol, because that would be a bad thing.
We believe you.
But we're already a half hour in. We've only handled a couple of questions. If anyone has any anonymous questions, you can go to the Love Doctor live stream. Ricky is the son of the exchange student parent. It's a monoparental household. We never see his father. We just see the mother before she gets blown up.
What is this movie?
You just gave away the movie, and I haven't seen it. Thanks for ruining it.
I have not given away a quarter of it.
Sorry, I can't keep a straight face while I say that. Thank you, though.
Yeah, I definitely do recommend watching this film, but just go in understanding that it is problematic in today's time.
It sounds like it already.
But it's there's one line I like to get is the foreign exchange student is complaining about the fact that the mother of her basically accepted the foreign exchange student so her son would have a chance at dating someone.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Foreign exchange student. Oh, the French foreign exchange student.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. Can you, Rob, please tell us where she was famous? Are you talking about the mother or the French foreign exchange student? But let us know. The exchange student actually says the line I turn around every time he's there. He just wants to put his testicles all over me, and John Cusack's character goes, "What? What? Like what? Like an octopus? Oh, tentacles, big difference." So
I saw that joke somewhere too. I don't know this movie, but I know all the jokes from the movie. Apparently,
there's plenty. She's a French actress, and in The Last American Virgin, she was there. Tentacles, yes, tentacles. That.
Yeah, I don't think I want to see this movie anymore.
Nor me.
No. All right.
No.
All right. It's filled with people wearing sunglasses and skiing. There's a skiing competition as part of the entire movie.
Oh. Okay.
It's a complicated film.
High Fidelity is a really good John Cusack movie. Maybe you give that one a miss and watch High Fidelity instead.
Watch High Fidelity. True.
Pretty
Point
good.
Taken. And I have to say, I've actually met John Cusack, and he was an incredibly polite person. So
that's nice.
It's always most people. And Rob is agreeing that it is that I believe High Fidelity is a great movie. And Beth was the girlfriend's name. He's still talking about Better Off Dead. Better Off Dead it's very surreal. There's no other way to put it. Like everything else that's happening in the film, there's no lost moments in that film. And Barney from the Flintstones asked Lane if he can date Beth. So
okay.
Exactly. It's a.
You mean Rick Moranis? Which Flintstones?
I'm not sure because it's not that. It's everybody's sort of asking Lane. Lane was the John Cusack's character's name. If they could date Beth, but Rob is agreeing that High Fidelity. There is probably a lag between what we're saying and what people are reading.
Probably a little bit.
But I'm going to just I want to put this out there because I put this out there earlier, but that was before we went live. And I've just been watching the numbers. We have officially managed to get 3,000 views on the Love Doctor live stream. So cheers, everyone. Cheers. Thank you very much for tuning in. We've been doing this now. This is episode 17. So 17 weeks. We started on March 18th when the lockdown was the first closed vaudeville day. So if you agree, but please put a like up on whatever stream you're watching it on. Say that you like the video. Say hello. This is a big congratulations moment for all of us here. We got a woo hop and a woo and just a who to go with it. Wendy
He's
Bonbons.
correcting himself.
I know, but it's just funny if I mention that he's. Oh yes, he corrected us. What do you win? You win a hop. That's
You
where you
won
go.
a show.
Hop. There we go.
You won a fantastic show.
Here's actually this is the other thing is, we've been doing this for 3,000 views. And I'm just thinking because I want to pay the artists that are coming in here, and I'm only able to do so with the donations that come in to the show. And I'm just gonna put where'd that go? I'm just gonna run that along the bottom for right now. On top of that is a little thing that says "Buy me a drink," and if you want to make a donation to the show, if you enter that link, you can do that. And he's the president of the Miss Meow fan club. So that got a nice bright smile.
He's one of my biggest fans on my Instagram. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you for following Miss Meow over here. And I'm Slanche. I'm gonna have a drink. And people don't have to donate a lot. If we had 3,000 views and each person had donated $1, I would have been able to pay the artists who I've had on the show. Well, something.
Something.
But more than enough to have a drink or two. And he's saying it's a great show. Thank you very much, Rob. I think it's probably time that we get back to the questions. I don't see any anonymous questions coming in, and I just forgot that we never had this across the bottom, and that is the if you want to ask a question, just enter it in the chat to be heard. So no matter what format you're watching us on, be it Facebook or Instagram, we're not on Instagram.
We're not. You're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, and you're on Twitch.
Exactly. There we are. And
I won. Yay.
Oh, here Ev has got a question here. What are the points for marriage versus living together? Well, legally, if you're living together 6 months in Quebec, you're married.
Is it 6 months or a year?
I believe it's 6 months. Did they extend it to a year? I thought it had been shortened to 6 months a couple of years ago.
Clearly, I am very far out of the dating game. I have no idea.
And here the thing is there's it all comes down to being it all comes down to the fact that it's a legal contract. Sometimes if you want to do to show your commitment, my current marriage, I don't have we don't have a legal contract. We just stood up in front of our friends and family, and we professed our love for each other and our commitment to each other. We didn't feel a need to get the government involved because, why ruin her credit rating? And we live separately, so it's not like that we could be considered, common law, because nothing is common about our relationship, and I'm very lucky to have it. And Ev has just got some clarifying points here. It's called the de facto marriage. In Quebec. I wasn't sure of the exact legal term. Ev, do you know if it is 6 months or if it is a year? And if we can get the opinion of Bijou Bisou, what is your thoughts on that?
I think that to each their own, frankly. There are a lot of reasons to want to get married. The legal part is one, like if you want to get on someone's insurance, is... Like for me, it would be insurance, like dental. That's the key. Or if you're planning on committing a crime, don't commit a crime. But if you're planning on committing a crime that your spouse can't testify against you in court, so
I believe that's only an American thing.
That's true. With that said, though,
don't move to the States.
Yeah, no, don't do that either. But there are some reasons why you might not want to get married. It's not necessarily for everybody. I myself am polyamorous, and getting married might throw a wrench in that a little bit. It's hard enough to kind of find partners who are okay, comfortable, consensual with the whole polyamory sort of lifestyle. And I feel like getting married might, in my personal case, I wouldn't be necessarily comfortable doing that right away, just to see how my other partners sort of feel about that. That would be my...
Rob is setting us up for a very, very old joke. And Ev has said 1 year with a child or 3 years conjugal. They don't have to live together for that. Oh, fuck. All right.
You mark the calendar 3 years.
Sorry?
Like, do
What
you
was that?
have children running around?
No, I don't have any children. I have an adult, but it's not
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 the
with my current wife.
know.
So why is that not popping up?
Yes, it does.
Thank you, Dora.
That's true.
I wish I could make that pop up. There it is. Oh, there
did
we
pop
go.
up. We saw it.
Unless it's because you're going to commit a crime. That sounds like definitely the plot of an 80s or 90s rom-com. It definitely
Does,
does.
doesn't it?
Yep.
I would watch it.
Yeah, same.
All right. And I sort of brushed this off a little bit. Rob said there are 3 rings to marriage. That's a very old joke that he's referencing.
Yeah. The
Okay, but now I need
engagement
to know the
ring.
joke.
It's the engagement ring, the wedding band, and the suffer ring.
Oh,
Yep.
it's not wrong.
Been
Been
There
there,
we
done
go.
that. Got the T-shirt. Yeah.
True.
All right. Let me. Did that just jump on its own? Did that move on its? That's just a little freaky. All right, so we get the poltergeist in the show. Let's. There we are. What is your favorite sexual position, and why is it missionary?
It's a little presumptuous.
That was very presumptuous.
Yeah.
Ms. Meow, do you want to take that one first?
No.
No. All right.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I have no problem answering this question. I don't have a specific favorite sexual position. It really depends on the partner. Because something that I enjoy with one person might not be enjoyable with somebody else.
Very, very well spoken as well. Bijou?
I kind of agree. Although I do really enjoy pleasuring people with a certain, gusto. If that, you know what I mean? I am a cunning linguist, if you will. So if that's a position, that's it.
Totally
but
is.
It really does depend on the partner though, because if I were with someone who didn't particularly like a certain sex act, like I'm not going to be like, okay, well, we're going to do it because it's my favorite thing to do. Like I would enjoy it less.
Enjoyable, yeah.
It's no longer enjoyable if you're forcing your partner to do it.
Yeah,
or you're making your partner uncomfortable to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And for me, sorry, I'm too lazy for missionary. It's just sit me on the bottom for a 69. That's
I mean, you have to get in a boat and you have to like sail across the ocean, and then you don't know the language.
And you're a colonizer, and it's just not.
It's hard.
Too much work.
Not a good thing. Exactly. Way too much work. The next question is, how do I love myself? What's my medicine? This is a difficult question, and this is probably what a lot of people actually need to hear at this point. We need to take the time to discover yourself and discover to like yourself. Don't try to find somebody from the outside to like you when you don't know who yourself are. Learn who you are, learn what your likes are, and then be able to focus and accept other people for who they are. And if you make a connection with somebody that way, then that is probably the medicine. And you can be just happy alone. I'm not saying you need another person or people in your lives to be happy, because sometimes some people are just happy on their own. So loving yourself takes the time to get to know yourself and to enjoy. And I know, don't expect immediately once you have that moment in your head that you feel that you finally get yourself, don't expect the love to fall into your lap. It's a little bit of random and a lot of work. But please make sure you're not trying to externalize your own self-acceptance. Ms. Meow.
It's honestly, it is a long road to loving yourself, and you can love yourself one day and you can hate yourself the next. I think, as the Love Doctor started saying, is that it's hard to necessarily find someone who will love you if you don't even know who you are. Although that is a little unfair, I think people can still love you. But there's this idea that you can't love yourself if you don't know yourself. And you got to take the time to get to know who you are, what you like, what you don't like. And I'm not talking just about in sex or in love or relationships. I mean, in life.
Yeah.
If you don't know what you like to occupy your time with, if you don't know what you enjoy focusing on, how can you love yourself if you don't know who you are? It's really, it's hard, but you kind of have to do it. You have to take that time, get to know. Sorry, I'm babbling. Go on.
But you're making sense.
I do that occasionally.
Bijou, would you have something to add?
I think I had something really insightful to say, and then I just got lost in how beautiful what Yael was saying. I'll get it back. I will. I think that, yeah, knowing yourself is really important, but more than knowing yourself, there are these ideas of what positivity is and how you can like be positive and, you know, try to be happy. But there are certain things about positivity that can also be toxic.
Yes.
Like,
thank you.
Like there is toxic positivity. It is a thing. And
yeah,
I think what's really important is to not only accept the things that you like about yourself, also accept that there are things that you don't like about yourself. And then don't beat yourself up for being upset at yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I think that there was this comic where it's like, you should love yourself, idiot. You know, it's like, and that's like, you know, if your inner sort of thoughts is saying, why don't you love yourself? What's wrong with you? Like that, now you feel bad twice. You know?
Understood. Rob had posted this earlier, is love yourself unconditionally without judgment. So we definitely sort of agree with that, disagree. I also said, get to know yourself personally. That's what I had said. Bijou, they had some wonderful advice there, as did Yael. And Miss Dora says, I love how real things got with the advice. This is so wonderful. That is probably, it's the purpose for the Love Doctor live stream. The purpose for the Love Doctor in general is, I understand that I'm not a perfect person.
Nobody is.
I just want to try to make everybody a bit more empathetic and to look at things from multiple angles. I mean, I'm still trying at this point, because I've been talking for years and getting used to talking to people who are non-binary, to make sure that I can say they instead of assigning a gender it's freaking hard. But I want to try, and I want to continue doing that. And I think
it just takes practice. But if you
takes practice, and
imagine living as someone who identifies with those pronouns, that's even harder.
I sometimes misgender myself by accident. Like, I'll be telling a story in the point of view of somebody else, and I'm like, this was 10 years ago, so what do I say? Because they would have said something, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just sitting there like, I lose the story.
A lot to think about.
It is.
Yeah.
So. It is. Oh, geez, that's a shit question. Did you guys see that? Should we actually address that? What's the vote?
I vote no.
No to.
I don't know what it was.
Adjusting it.
It's fine. Be happy.
Be happy. Be glad you missed it.
Okay,
moving on. I saw one word and I was like, no.
You're like, nope. Okay.
Nope.
All right, I trust you.
All right. Oh no. What? Somebody's tuning in late, and we know we missed most of the live show, but we'll watch after. We were there in spirit. Christopher, welcome. I'll take a drink, Slanche.
My drink's empty, but cheers.
Cheers. You're not gonna pour something? I actually want to point out, Yael, that's a lovely robe you have on.
Oh, thank you. Do you want to see it?
Yeah. Where did you get that?
So this robe was made by the lovely, sorry, my camera's doing that thing, was made by Eldritch Moore. So she is a local performer and costumer, seamstress, all around fantastic, amazing person. And she made this robe for me. I mean, I covered it with a corset, but the robe has these lovely sleeves.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and it's just, it fits so nicely, and it brings all of my Morticia dreams to life. So, thank you.
Which are wonderful dreams to have. Christopher was saying, Slanche, I think you might have been just catching up, but I'm going to catch up, which is a dangerous thing. So I'm taking smaller drinks now. He's sad that he came in during the question.
Now I know what the question
was. The word.
Yeah. Thanks for ruining Yael's evening.
The only reason I know what that word is is for 2 reasons. A really weird story a friend of mine once told me, and because of the game Cards Against Humanity.
Me too. I was like,
the reason-
what is this? And so I was like, sit down.
Yeah, they're like, just wait.
If I may show my age at this point, there was a British sci-fi comedy by the name of Red Dwarf.
Yes.
And which referenced one of the characters as Smeghead on a regular basis.
That's true. I do remember that. That was yeah.
Yeah, so that might have been your first exposure.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was.
Not saying that you should never have a lot of exposure of smegma, but that might have been your first exposure to the word, and you're just too young to understand what it was.
Yes, I believe that was the case. My childhood, right in the childhood.
I love it.
Exactly, right in the childhood, right in the feels. If anyone has any anonymous questions, you can go to the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/LD1969, and you can write a question in there. Eldridge Moore is a fantastic performer. I should ask her to be on the show at some point as well.
Oh my goodness, she would be an amazing guest for you. She's super well spoken, and she's just a lovely person.
And she just got her master's degree as well, if I remember, not her doctorate, but her master's. Yes. Dear Love Doctor, how do I simulate 3 orifices penetrated at the same time without 2 other people? I believe that's what toys are for.
And practice.
Practice.
Yoga.
All right. Oh, and Peter's saying Red Dwarf came back. Yes, it did, but it was not quite the same anymore. Like so many things from my childhood, like Better Off Dead.
Things just cycle around.
Sabrina was good.
Yeah.
Although it's canceled.
But it was very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Well, it was a completely different, approach to the show.
Which I appreciate. It's not just like cookie cuttering with the original concept.
No, and we have to appreciate that. We need new things instead of just recycled things.
Yeah. Or like the new Anne of Green Gables.
Sorry?
The new Anne of Green Gables.
I haven't watched it.
Oh my gosh. Anne with an E.
Anne with an E?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard only good things about it though.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Actually, if I'm going to do a little bit of cross promoting, because on this same Twitch channel and on the same YouTube channel, there is a show about pop culture and media in a comedic form called Battlecom. So if you're interested in these things, you can tune in every Friday night at 8:30 p.m. And you'll be able to see a show that handles. I think last week we had a question: which kids' cartoon deserves to have a gritty reboot? And the comedian Jason Hatrick had a wonderful dissertation about the Despair Bears.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that would be amazing. The Care Bears as a kid.
He actually took the American Care Bear and said you didn't really have to change anything, just put a mega hat on him.
Oof.
Right in the childhood.
Right in the childhood. There's clips online. If you look for Battlecom TV, all one word. So Battle COM as in for comedy, TV, all one word. And here it is, the Care Bears as well. My eyesight is so bad, I thought Peter Bowen had written the Care Beers, which is its own thing. Again, if anyone has any questions, they can write them in the chat. And this is written with red ink, and it's just small enough that I have to actually make it larger. Last week, this is, by the way, these questions are live. They're from the vaults that I have from doing this show live for 6 years, six years before the lockdown happened. Last week, I put 11 Smarties up my urethra. It felt good. Did you piss the rainbow? But only 9 came out, and I haven't been able to pee properly since. Should I be worried? Worried is the word. Yes, be worried. Go see a doctor.
Yes.
Sorry, should I leave that there? What's all right? Bijou, they look very impressed.
I mean, to each their own. I've seen someone swallow beads and then, you know what? That's not.
All right. Through the sinus. All right.
Yeah. And then
you
same thing
dated that
happened,
person?
actually. Yes,
Well-
and the same thing happened. It was like 3 days later, and they were just like eating breakfast, and whoop! Oh, there it is. I didn't count them.
I have to admit, this is an early childhood memory. I had a friend over for a sleepover, and I said something that made them laugh so hard a Cheerio came out their nose
Out their
for
nose?
breakfast. Yeah, out their nose from breakfast. And it was at that point I thought, maybe I want to be an entertainer.
I've heard of milk coming out the nose, but the Cheerio is like a next level.
The milk was the lubricant that helped the Cheerio come out.
Okay.
Dry. But Ms. Meow, what is your take on
I
that?
mean, yeah, if you're having trouble peeing, yeah, you should be worried. Also, I mean, anytime you involve food in sexual play, you have to be ready that something might go wrong, your body might react badly. Personally, I wouldn't do that because it can cause a lot of problems.
Especially anything especially anything sugary.
Yeah,
Christopher,
oh my God, guys, these infections are a thing.
It's true.
most
Don't
definitely.
do that.
We don't want to kink shame Christopher, so
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
I'm not kink shaming. I'm shaming the not going to the doctor.
not you. We just put a comment up from Christopher
sorry.
who was saying, ask a shrink why you might want to do that. I also I'm slightly curious if they put the red one up last. But Peter Bowen is saying try Skittles. They're slightly smaller and they have a more solid shell. But again, I'm personally I'm not a fan of sounding, which is what a lot of male urethra play I think is called.
There was a name for that.
Miss Dora has a question. I might have a question. That's more. I don't know. I'm repeating myself a little bit, and I'm very sorry, Bijou, that I'm sort of half covering you with this question. You all talked a bit earlier about romantic acts flirting that are super hot. If you're attracted to the person, but super creepy if they aren't, I'd love to hear some more examples. If we can start, all right. Bijou has got that sneer on her face. I've got to go with Ms. Meow first.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you were thinking or you weren't sure.
There are just so many.
Oh,
Right?
there's just so many. All right, let's give some examples. If you two want to ping pong them back in.
Sure. So I'll start with the first example. So an actual example that happened to me, getting off of the bus, going home, and a guy got off the bus to tell me he found me attractive and to ask me out. In the moment, I found him attractive, so I didn't find it creepy. I had it happen again with a different person weeks later, and I was not attracted to the person, and I was creeped out. But also, spoiler alert, original person who I wasn't creeped out with in that moment turned out to be hella creepy later. Which doesn't really answer your question, but that's my first example.
Well, the question was examples.
Yeah, you got it. I once dated a guy who lived in my building, and I gave him my spare key while we were dating. He came in with the spare key and left as he liked. But after we broke up, he climbed into bed with me.
Wow.
So that's an example.
That was creepy.
I took my key back.
Good call.
I thought so.
Good call. What about you, Doctor?
All right. I'm only thinking of one example, and it's happened. The same thing has happened 4 times. 2 times were definitely creepy. 1 time was borderline creepy.
Okay.
And one was I was okay with it.
Now we
Miss Dora is I think she's responding to Bijou.
Story. Yeah. We're all feeling that no right now.
Fine. Everything's fine.
But is a dog in a fire fine?
It's what?
There's that meme with the dog in the fire.
No.
Oh,
No. There's an update to that cartoon, by the way.
Sorry?
He did an update a couple years later.
Okay.
He's like, it's not okay. Everything's on fire. No, it's fine. It's actually fine.
Okay. For real, fine. Good.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. All right, this is kind of weird to share because this has happened to me 4 times. I don't understand. I really hope it's not something that I do. I have had strangers walk up to me and with either without conversation or in less than one or two exchanges, place their hands on my penis, which I don't think is okay.
No, that's
It's
actually
not okay.
It is
sexual
very
assault.
much not okay, and I really hope that
Yeah.
I think Peter's responding to the dog in fire, not
Oh,
my penis.
That's great timing, though.
It was very good timing.
Yeah. No, that is sexual assault.
It is. Yeah. That's.
But
It's not just because you're a guy that it's not considered that.
Thank you.
and thank you. It's one of those occasions. There was another male friend who was just introducing me to that person, who was fairly intoxicated. The time to tap in, it's generally intoxication has been a factor.
But that doesn't make it okay.
No, it doesn't.
No, I know it doesn't, but it was just basically, luckily, the friend who was introducing me to that person just kind of like, I think we should go just right away.
Good.
Which was save some awkwardness.
Can I just say, you said you don't know if it's something that you did.
I know. I realized what I said.
It's not. It's like I totally understand that like sort of thought process. And a lot of people have that same sort of like, I'm the common denominator in all of these things. It's not. It's not.
And it doesn't mean something's wrong with you. And I don't mean necessarily specifically you. I mean, in general, anyone who is in a situation like that with unwanted touching, unwanted advances, there's nothing wrong with you. It's not your fault. And and what sucks is that it's so common that things like this happen, but it doesn't make it okay. And it doesn't mean anything's wrong with you.
No.
So, Love Doctor, I do not think it's anything you did. I think these people did something they should not have done.
And thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Thank you for your advice. I just noticed that we just hit an hour, and I don't want to end the show on that. So
fine.
Let's find another question. I know that you have plenty other examples of things that could be. And one of the points, and I have to state, there was one of the times that I went, yeah, I kind of like where this is going. Again, it's all about kind of the moment, but that is a sexual assault. It is not keen. Not keen at all. And love or lust.
This is a nice one to end on.
Miss Meow, if we can get you to answer that. I think we started with Bijou last time. Miss Dora.
Don't worry. Don't
worry about being lighthearted. It is all good. And if we can share by example, then that is fine. And I didn't even realize that I thought of it that way until I said that out loud. Because if anyone ever listens to me, they realize I don't fully think about what I say beforehand. It comes out and then I go, oh, that's what I meant. But that's a lot of the ways that the brain works. Is when you solidify things verbally, then you begin to understand them a bit better. So we started, I think, with Bijou, the previous one, Ms. Meow.
So love or lust? Honestly, it depends on the day. It depends on the hour. It depends on the minute. I love lust, and I lust for love. I think there is such a sexy component to feeling deep love with a person, but the idea of having insatiable lust for someone is also just completely fulfilling and consuming. I love both. Why do I have to choose? Why can't I have love with lust and lust with love? I want it all. And as an independent woman, why can't I have it?
Right on.
Here.
Yeah.
Bijou.
I think that, it depends on the time, it depends on the place, but a lot of the time I personally, I can lust after a person, but I feel like unless I have a connection with that person, I don't feel comfortable getting physical with them generally. Like there are times where I've made the exception, but in general, like unless I feel safe with a person, and I think having a certain feeling of safety is a form of love. So I think that they don't need to be mutually exclusive, like you said.
Exactly. There is, if I can remember the term, demisexual.
Yeah, yes. Mm-hmm.
If I can say that, Peter Bowen is saying lust all day. I also believe that I believe in biorhythms. I believe not just as you age, but even like it's cyclical in your body of what you go for. Occasionally, sometimes a bit of lust would be great. A love would be good. Having them combined is fantastic. But there's times I'm luckily I am in very good terms with most all of my exes, uh, and I owe that to communication. There's one ex that I had a very bad sort of breakup with, and that sort of was fixed by a good hate fuck. So I mean, lust has its place, but at the same time, you need to have. I think there's a certain thirst for love, for having somebody that wants you as the whole you. It might be my age that's speaking this, because I mean I still feel lust and I still want to be lusted after, but at the same time, there's just something more in the completeness of love. And lusting after love, that was a great statement that you had as well. Um, Thank you very much, Ms. Meow, for joining us. Bijou Bijou for joining us as well. You've been fantastic. I couldn't have asked for greater partners. Do you want to go on for like maybe 2-3 questions? Hope to see if we don't ruin it.
I'm down.
All right, everyone has a little bit more time.
I'm good. I still have this much.
We're good.
All right, you still have that much. All right. I you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna finish the bottle. So which point means I'm probably gonna get a little bit sloppy.
I like that.
Yeah.
That I'm sloppy.
No, the comments.
Oh, Denny Leger said lust equals love under safe terms.
I like that.
I like that too.
I myself am a hopeless romantic, which means half of me is hopeless. Peter Bowen is saying, great interview, guys.
Thanks, Peter.
Thank you very much. And we're going to continue for a little bit longer. For those of you who are continuing, we're continuing. You can always enter your question. And I'm just going to put up the link tree again. That has the if you type in linktree, linktr.ee/Paul Ash at the top of that. That's my agent's number. At the top of that says buy me a drink. That's a way to donate to the show if you wish. I also want to point out that Yael Kitten also has a link tree as well. And Bijou Bijou, they have an Instagram that you can go and follow, so please do so. The Gin Joint Burlesque, that link is up on Vimeo. So that is a video you can see. There's also Ms. Meow has a little free little drink mixing thing at the beginning of that. And if you want to donate directly to Ms. Meow, it is paypal.me/Yael Perez Miss Meow. And we're going to go on now with a couple more questions before we get to the end. And Evlet is saying we've loitered. Yes, we're loitering past our regular time, just to go a little bit further because it's been a fun show, and we're doing this for you, Christopher, because you fucker, you showed up late. All right, dear Love Doctor, why am I sticky? It could either be the heat or because you're having fun.
Could be the Smarties.
Could be the Smarties. Bijou, do you have anything to add?
Yeah. I'm usually sticky, so if I tried pinpointing where it came from, I'll spend the rest of my afternoon trying to figure it out.
All right, and why not? Because
that's a good answer.
That is the answer to the first question.
Why are you? For those of you out there who are not sticky, why not? Have you not seen this show and the fantastic and sexy co-hosts or guests that I have on here? And yes, I'm punishing you, Christopher, by staying later. You've got to stay after class. He's throwing some hearts our way. All right, and I want to mention out that next week we actually have the musical guest Alison Vonderland is going to be here.
Sorry,
So,
I just got really excited. She's fantastic.
She is fantastic, and I'm just going to make this one a little bit larger so we can make sure we can see it all. Is Dear Love Doctor, I don't have a girlfriend because I need one. All right. When I found a girl, then she saw that I wore a. All right. This person was probably had written this question is not first language English.
But the question still comes across.
The question definitely comes across.
I think that's really sad.
That is very sad. If the thing is, if somebody cannot accept you for who you are, they're not the right person. You deserve better. And yes. that is the other thing. Peter Bowen is saying that it's definitely been an engaging show because he hasn't switched to Pornhub yet.
Very flattered.
I'm quite flattered. Thank you very much. And please put it back in your pants, Peter.
That's funny.
But if he's not gonna, then you better tip those PayPal links.
Exactly. Definitely do that. If you're paying for the premium on Pornhub.
Just saying.
Just say it. Hold it. Did Pornhub Premium get free for the lockdown? I'm not positive.
That would be kind of.
I don't watch my porn on Pornhub, so I don't know.
Yeah, here's the well. All right, there's a question. Where do you watch it?
Bellesa.
I haven't heard of Bellesa.
It's a site by women for women, and I'm all about that.
Is that the one Emma Watson was talking about?
Not sure. I'm honestly not sure. I just some friends of my old roommate run Bellesa, so that's how I heard about them.
Oh, cool.
And I like that it's basically feminist porn. It's porn made by women for women. Clearly, Rob went to my Amazon wish list. I'm sorry. Please, can you though? Please, I really want to watch it, and I can't find it online anywhere to stream.
Like, to thank him for being a friend.
All right, Christopher is pointing out to Peter that you can have multiple tabs open at the same time, which would answer the question of why you're sticky.
That would answer the question. Anyway, sorry, Bellesa. That's where I like to watch my porn.
Bellesa,
check it out. Yeah.
Bijou, do you have any other advice to give people?
I forgot the question. You took it away.
Oh no, not the question. Oh, sorry, we were talking about.
I think we moved on from the
where to watch
porn. Pornhub.
What was that? This was the question about
the hearing aid. Yes.
All right.
I did have something to add. Just that, like, people who have disabilities are fucking people.
Yes.
And also, like, just on that, I want to rant for a second if I can.
Do so. That's
like,
what this is about.
I have a chronic pain condition, 2 different ones. Mm-hmm. And the thing is that a lot of the people that I'm friends with who have disabilities, like, not only, like, there's a certain overt sort of, like, understanding that disabled people have to look disabled or look sick,
which is
ridiculous, for us to give them, like, any kind of like respect as a human, you know. And it's like, if you have one of those placards, like the accessibility placards, and you're having a really good day, you've been bedridden for 2 weeks, and you walk into the store without, like, a cane, and someone writes something nasty on your window or something. It's like, people, like, nobody can be defined by their illness, by their condition. And if that person saw that you have hearing aids and left you, good fucking riddance. Bye, Felicia.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, when you were saying bye, Felicia, that's when I put the Miss Dormode's gone, hi.
I mean, Dora's saying hi as somebody who is technically disabled, but it doesn't necessarily come across that way.
Because why should it? It's none of your fucking business.
Exactly. You don't have to be visibly disabled to be disabled.
Thank you. You know, like, I shouldn't have to be like, hey, like, you know, it's none of your fucking business, you know.
Definitely, people are people, and we've actually made a sort of love connection here. Peter is saying cheers to Chris, and he's thanking him for the tip of being able to open up multiple tabs. So
romance brewing.
It's definitely an ant's moving, whether it's bro or row, we're not sure. And we have, we're doing, the fingers are walking right through it. All right. Oh, let's see if I can get that up there. Dear Love Doctor, I know a squirter. She is delightful and pleases herself. However, I'm missing her on switch. How should I find it? First off, she's not. It's not a fucking Game Boy. All
It
right.
isn't an on switch.
It isn't an on switch. All right.
Oh,
I
like
call
that.
cosplaying as a healthy person.
I like that.
Dora, that is a fantastic take.
You can be healthy and be disabled. I'm just saying.
Yes.
You can be healthy and be anything. You can be healthy and be a fat person. You can be healthy and be a skinny person. You can be healthy and disabled. They're not mutually exclusive.
Thank you.
None of these things are. Health is not defined by any of those other things. Sorry. Yeah.
Passion. This is what the show is about. We're climbing in viewers now that we're into extra innings. So this is fantastic. All right. To the question about the squirter, Ms. Meow, do you have anything to add to that?
There isn't an on switch. Sometimes it just takes patience. It takes communication. It takes understanding your partner. I mean, this person asking the question says that the partner can please herself and make herself squirt. So I think this is where they have to play student. They have to watch what they're doing. I mean, watching someone pleasure themselves is in itself a very sexy act. I love that, man or woman.
Hell yeah. If it's somebody you're interested in, again, it comes down to that creepy.
Yes. Someone that I want to be with. Thank you for specifying that. You are absolutely right, because I don't want to see you pleasure yourself if it won't be pleasing to me. But as someone who can squirt, not every partner I'm with can make me squirt, because some of them don't bother to take the time to figure out how. So it's about communication. It's about caring about actually pleasing your partner. And it's also about understanding that squirting or orgasm in general is not the end game. It shouldn't be the end goal. And if you put so much emphasis on coming, you're losing out on half the fun, because there's this extra pressure that people feel they need to perform. And sometimes people just can't. There are so many women who can't come from sex, who can't come from penetration, or who just can't come at all. I'm sure there are men who have trouble with ejaculation, with coming early, with not coming at all. And the second you make the end game about reaching that, you kind of kill the mood. Why can't it just be about having fun? I mean, yes, absolutely. You want to learn how to make your partner squirt, learn it together. It's not a switch. You can't just press a button and be like, oh, look, I did it. Yeah. But it's more about the journey to get there instead of the end result.
Exactly. The journey. It's always about the journey, not the destination. Yes. Bijou, what would you have to add?
I would like to add also that the toys that are available nowadays are like, I mean, on switch comment aside, give yourself a break, because like I personally cannot, like, if we're kind of sharing, I find it very difficult to reach climb. Sometimes we bring toys in, and I think that like some people can only squirt when you're using like a magic wand or one of those the suction cups that go right on the clitoris, like
the womanizer, which is a shitty name for a good sex toy.
Oh, I know.
Have you seen the ad campaign? It's like scream your own name. I love it.
It's a great toy.
But give yourself a break.
They don't sponsor us, by the way. Yeah.
Sorry. It's a great. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna give credit where credit is due.
No, it's quite okay.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, give yourself a break. I mean, like, yes, it's all about communication. It's all about like pleasing your partner. But like sometimes, like when I'm with women, sometimes like they have, there are certain women who like certain things, and there are some women who like being physically penetrated. And I have these tiny little fingers and arthritis. So, you know what I mean? Like, so sometimes I just can't do it as well as if that person were to use a toy. And like, I just feel like just, it's okay.
There's many times that I, as a man, have stood on stage and said to people, every woman is different. I'm so glad that you said it, Bijou.
Well, every person is different. Like I said,
every person is different.
You know what I mean? Like
everyone's different.
I've been with a couple of non-binary people as well. But like, it's so hard to talk about the physicality of it without getting into,
the dangly bits. We understand.
Yeah.
It's again. I find also part of it is the ability to trust and relax, to let it kind of happen, and they may just be too tense while you're there and trying to force it to happen.
That's true too. Like if your end goal is like, I want to make you squirt, then they're like, okay, well, if I don't, then it's like
so much pressure.
It's a lot of like it's a lot of pressure. So
I mean, the one bit of actual like constructive sort of thing I can say that might help, make sure she's hydrated.
That's true.
Yes. Really, like the one real actual piece of advice I can say is make sure that if you want to make a woman squirt, make sure she's hydrated.
Yeah.
I
just wanted to say that I've been saying she this whole time. I would like to say that not only women have vaginas. So there is. Oh, it says she. It does say she on the card. Okay. I did want to say that though.
All right, Christopher wanted to chime in to say that every person is different, but I'm not.
How unique.
Very much so. And yeah, definitely, I agree. I haven't received any nasty messages from Twitch yet, so I believe that they find the show acceptable. Dear Love Doctor, how do I get my spouse to role play? Buy them a 20-sided die.
Also, you ask.
The one way the DM crosses over.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Bijou, I'll let you go last on this one because I believe you should probably have some great answers. Ms. Meow, what would be?
You ask. That is the best way in life to get anything, is you ask. You communicate. If you can't talk to your partner about something, how the hell do you expect to actually get to role playing? If you can't communicate, you have nothing.
Bijou.
Ask about it.
I think
respect the boundary. If your partner does not want to role play, respect that.
Most definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally.
I
think that like
sorry, yeah.
Go on. Go.
I was just gonna say sometimes even just talking about your fantasies, talking about the fact that role play is something you want to try can be super sexy play with your partner, is just talking about these ideas and these fantasies you have together. And that might lead to your partner who maybe isn't in the beginning comfortable with role playing, might lead to them being open to it because you've taken the time to understand each other. And that's fucking sexy.
Cool. I think it's important to decide what kind of a character that you want to be. Like, do you want to be a spellcaster? Do you want to like have brute force? Get yourself a manual. You're going to need that. Maybe some characters. I'm joking. Although a manual wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm sure we have lots. I will say it's important, as we said a couple of questions ago, you need to know what you want first, right? So yes. What is the role play like that you're looking for? Like, is it just like, I want my wife to role play, or my spouse, I want my spouse to role play, but then you don't really know what that is, like what is your fantasy? What is their fantasy? And how comfortable are both of you with that fantasy? How feasible is it? Is it something that is dangerous? Is it something that is potentially illegal? Like, I think that like you need to know the risk factors is what I'm saying, so like be aware of like what your boundaries are and like the possibility of what sort of things you need to put in place to be able to keep both of you mentally, physically safe. And,
safe words can exist for mentally as well.
Yes.
So if somebody's drifting into a topic that you are not comfortable with, you should have a safe word in play. Peter Bowen, we've got a separate show happening in the chat right now. Peter Bowen has started talking about his Xbox. Peter, if there's an X on a box, please be careful. No, just the video game box. And he's laughing at his own self.
Well, somebody laughed.
I do want to point out that the idea of discussion about fantasies in this time of COVID and social distancing, and the fact that you might be getting to know your future partner or considering somebody a partner without being able to share physical space, discussing fantasies can be very sexy. And the
Absolutely.
idea of sharing those ideas back and forth,
Yeah.
asking questions, and getting to understand what they like
Yeah.
before you actually get a chance to touch is an amazing, and it's an amazing gift on its own right. And you can take that from just doing the fantasies to actually role playing out the fantasies again, and that teaches you that communication in a relationship is very, very. I was going to say fucking important, but yeah, no, it is. Yeah, it is fucking important. It's important to fucking as well.
Yes.
If I could interject just one last thing. A lot of people, well, some people have fantasies that include other people, like doing something in public or doing something where people can see them. Consent extends to the people who might catch you also. So that's a really important thing to keep in mind, because you don't know who's going to see that and whether that's going to affect them traumatically.
Very true.
Exactly.
Parties and sex clubs are for.
You want to think time and place.
Pretty much everyone there is consented to be around these
right?
things.
The viewer, the viewed. I think it's important to know. And we have there's sex club. We're in Montreal. We have them.
Not as many good ones as we used to have, but yes, there are quite a few now.
And it is also the possibility of just imagining that there's a chance of being caught. So pretending that your dining room is a restaurant, etc. And that's where fantasy comes in, and imagination.
Yeah. Or pretend to catch your spouse doing something.
Yeah.
Exactly.
As the delivery person or whatever.
The delivery person.
I don't know. All my references are from the 80s. I don't know.
Something wrong with that?
So I'm personally, as a mainly straight male, I'd have to say I'm still comfortable of having sausage on my pizza, despite all the training manuals I've watched. There is how to pick up in COVID times.
Don't.
Or if you figure it out, tell us, because I don't know.
Not physically. Just don't physically.
No,
but the thing is, you can join. There's actually, I've noticed that there's been an uptick of chat groups online for people over certain subjects, and if you can find somebody who has a passion for something that you also have a passion for, you might be able to have a private conversation and determine whether or not that there's somebody that you're interested in, and see if they'd be interested in you as well. And that in itself could be very helpful. The amazing musician Sarah Lalazar has just thrown 3 hearts at us because there's 3 of us on stage. We miss
forever.
I have to have Sarah back on the show as well at some point. And Denis Leger is also saying, don't wear a mask and you'll pick up COVID easily.
That's what I thought it was originally when I read it. I was like, just true.
All right. Do we have we're at 1 hour and 27 minutes. We have time for one more question. We're gonna squeeze in. We'll squeeze in one more question. If it's a shit question, then we're gonna have to do another one.
I'll just come back at the same time that I left. I don't if I'm late because of the time machine. Never mind.
Good.
Exactly.
I didn't get that right away.
Okay. Okay.
I haven't seen Doctor Who.
Okay, I forgive you. It's good. It's
like we said earlier, nobody's perfect.
That's true. Yeah.
Nobody's
Peter has said that he has noted everything that he's taking our advice, I do believe. So we have a question here. Oh, this looks like it involves math. I see a % sign. I'm just going to make it a little bit larger. How do I ask my girlfriend for a threesome? I need a 75% answer. P.S. 2 girls, 1 time. Well, you got to make sure that your girlfriend is interested in girls. First off, it sounds like a numbers thing. Sarah Lalazar just has put out a little bit of a cat face for us. It always seems to be the people who are asking for threesomes are the ones who have trouble satisfying a single woman.
I'm like, buddy, if you can't please one, how the hell are you going to please 2? But can we also talk about this? He needs a 75% yes. No,
right?
You need 100% yes.
Yes.
You need full consent.
Yes.
75% is not yes. 75% is I'm not really sure, but maybe.
You need 200% because there's 2 other people.
Thank you.
75% sounds like he's trying to pass something at Concordia. There's that was a very local joke that I just sent around the world on the internet, and it was very poor of me to even said. But yes, definitely, anytime a yes should be 100% yes. Should never be coerced. It never should be coached.
Because consent is sexy.
Exact consent is more than just sexy; it's fucking necessary.
Exactly.
What is 75% with 3 people? Anyways,
I know each person says 25% yes, which is no.
Exactly. And consent. Definitely. I think the I was going to say the Congress. What was this term? The majority had spoken.
Okay.
Sorry, what was?
I said tribunal.
Sorry, the tribunal, because we're 3 of us. There's a try. Yeah.
Voting this person off the island.
Yes.
All right. I'm not quite finished my drink, but I think we should be. Denny Leger is pointing at 25% per person.
And that's a no.
Yeah, that is a no. If you're asking the other people, maybe you should realize that maybe she'd only be interested in men, and she'd be interested in a threesome if it was 2 men and 1 woman,
Those are
and herself.
Just saying.
Although this person could be a woman who wants her and her girlfriend to be with a guy.
Oh,
which is true. Anytime there is a threesome, everybody better be attracted to everybody else.
Yes.
Or you have to have better multitasking skills than Oprah.
I also think it's important to discuss. I think it's important to discuss with everyone involved beforehand. Like, I mean, I personally, like, I've had a couple of encounters that had more than one other person, but generally, like, we got together beforehand, even if it's like just right before, like having a discussion is important, like boundaries, like where the safe word, like you said, like, and also like it doesn't have to be during sex. Like my mother and I have a safe word when we're arguing because like that's what stops us. No, like we have to have it, because otherwise it's like I'm trying to tell you with my words, it's not working. Sea cucumber.
I like that.
And believe it or not, we actually had an anonymous question come in.
Oh, cool.
So we're not off the hook yet. We're still going, and definitely consent is something that has to happen. And I do want to Bijou, there's something that you had mentioned that I definitely want to take up is the fact is you cannot. All right, you cannot make an informed decision if you are impaired by alcohol. I also like to kind of stretch that in. You can't truly make an informed decision once you're super aroused, because there's some people who get very aroused, they get asked to do something, and then they feel very uncomfortable afterwards. I believe it is something that you should discuss with your partner if you are going to be taking things to a boundary that you've not discussed prior. Once you're in the moment, it may work out in the moment, or it may not work out in the moment. But the thing is, the aftermath, the fallout afterwards is very, very important to consider. Peter saying he probably wants a 4-way, but settled for 3.
I'm sorry, nobody settles for a 3-way. I'm sorry. I'm going to say that's not no.
Christopher has yet to meet a man that can please 2 women who aren't into each other. It is a form of self-delusion if they think they can. Points taken. And a lot of cardio. Still, the cardio, if you can't concentrate on all your partners at the same time, then you cannot give them the attention they need if they are not into each other.
Or just make sure that everyone's taken care of. Like it doesn't, or be like, someone can sort of rest on the side while the other 2 are in, but like literally, like depending on how long it's going to be, like not everybody is going to be doing something the entire time.
Tag in, tag out.
No, but I'm literally, have you ever seen that scene in Clockwork Orange? The good one, not the bad one. The one where like it's like at one point, like one of them's like sitting down, she's kind of like looking, she gets up to leave, and he's like, no, he comes back in there.
Like that.
Yeah, well, like it's kind of, not everyone can do stuff the entire time. You're gonna want to drink some water.
Exactly. I was about to say send somebody for water, but
for ice or whatever. Both. So just make sure everyone's taken care of and happy. You need I think that every like orgy needs someone who is making sure that everyone is taken care of. It's important. Just not necessarily like passing out mints and condoms, but I mean like in general, like
being aware.
You good? Hey, maybe this person looks bored. Are you okay? Do you want us to? You don't like that? I can. You know what I mean? Like, because as you said, like hormones and horniness can lead to like impairment, mental impairment. Yeah. So like if someone is there saying like, okay, what's going on? I'm checking in with you. Like, it could help. So.
But we kind of have to be careful with making those statements that horniness and arousal can lead to impairment, because at the same time, you don't want people taking that as an excuse for why they did something inappropriate.
Yes, for sure.
I want to be clear on that.
Most definitely. And Devin Upham is suggesting designated drivers for orgies. Again, it's never an excuse. Alcohol is never an excuse for being overtly sexually aggressive. But the thing is, trying to talk or blackmail is the wrong word, but trying to coerce a partner into doing something that they might not agree to, or if you haven't discussed it at least while you're both of sober mind beforehand, then it's you need to have those boundaries accepted before you go into it. Passion's amazing. But it can also be an intoxicant. To get to the question that was anonymous that we go to, so I won't say who this is from. Any advice on feeling comfortable and confident with sexual partners after body changes such as weight gain, etc.? And does anyone want to take this first? Any volunteers? Sure. I guess that's me. All right. Sorry, Peter Bowen is jumping in. He's offering to be anyone's water boy. And I don't think I'm comfortable saying that to you, Peter. You'll be my water person at best. There is. All right. Personally, I'm a person whose weight has fluctuated heavily in different relationships. And I've very much enjoyed comedians who joke about there's nothing better for weight gain than being in a happy relationship. There is an understanding that you want to be in love with the person and the soul of the person, not just the body that the meat that's around them. But at the same time, there's certain things that people find attractive that society has taught us is attractive, or things that we do find attractive. There's times that we don't feel sexy, and feeling sexy in ourselves is so very important. And finding a partner who can pull that out of us is very important. And if their decision changes, if their feelings change, then that can be very hard hitting. But to understand, you need to be comfortable with yourself, even if your partner is saying that they're comfortable with you as you are. You need to listen to that when they are. And you need to understand that if they are not comfortable with you, then they weren't comfortable with you beforehand. And you'd be better off without. So, yeah, I know I sort of rambled on that a little bit. But
I think just from the way that you phrased whoever this is phrased the question, I think, are they kind of also asking how to approach it, how to deal with the idea? Because I would say...
They're asking for advice on feeling comfortable and confident with sexual partners after body changes, weight gain, etc. is exact wording.
I would say this can also come down to communication. And if you're feeling uncomfortable, even if your partner hasn't voiced that, because they may very well not be judging you, they might not even care. But if you're uncomfortable, maybe that's something that you should bring up. And maybe that's something you can talk to your partner about and be like, hey, I feel this way because X, because of whatever, because of my weight change, because of this change in my body. And I just wanted to check in with you,
Yes.
you know, because they might be able to put you at ease going, sweetheart, I'm not bothered by this. So while I understand this might be something that makes you uncomfortable, I just want to reassure you that I still love you for who you are. It could be your partner accepts you fully.
Which in itself, its own blessing. Yes.
Oh my God, absolutely. It's a blessing to find a partner who accepts you fully. And it's not necessarily so common. But when you have it, you got to cherish it. But in this case, if your partner hasn't even said how they feel about it, but you're uncomfortable, talk about it.
Bijou.
I would agree with the communication. I think that it's also important to note that there are some people who might be thinking about this in terms of having a new partner, because, you know, you might have felt sexy in the past with other partners, and then for whatever reason you gain weight for like such a myriad of reasons. If you find yourself in a situation with a new partner where you are going to have sex, it's important to remember that if that person has, come to an agreement with you that this is something that you're going to do, then like they have, it's like a first time or whatever it is, like they know you as how you are right now. Yeah. And they are happy to be with you physically, knowing you as you are right now, so like they're not sitting there comparing you to who you were like a year ago or whatever it is. As far as a partner that you've been with for a long time, I think talking to them about how you feel. There's also clothing that you can wear that can make you feel less uncomfortable about different parts of your body. Like they're like underbust corsets or even just regular corsets that you can. Right. It's just, it's a person's best friend, let me tell you. But it's or whatever it is, if you feel more comfortable with the lights off, or you need them to reassure you. But again, like it's so important that you love yourself. I would also suggest thinking about the reasons why you may have gained the weight, because if you feel self-conscious about your body because you have weight gain because of like depression, for example, then I feel like these are all symptoms of a greater thing that you need to address, right? Like nothing exists in a vacuum.
Definitely agreed. And I have to point out to Miss Meow, Miss Meow's point where she said communication. So talking with your partner is very important. And the idea that they if they recognize that now you feel uncomfortable, because the only reason the anonymous question is asking for advice about feeling comfortable and confident with sexual partners after body changes. Sounds like that they themselves have noticed the body changes and that they don't feel how they are. Bijou has made a brilliant point about the fact of learning to dress your body type in a new way, because like dressing how I was when I was 14 is far different than how dressing myself now, and dressing appropriate to my body type as I've aged has made a difference for me. At the same time, having a partner who, if I don't feel good about myself at my current weight, etc., having a partner who would support me, because I'm assuming if they are your partner that they will love you despite any body changes that you have, but they support you in the changes that you want to make for yourself, then that is great. And again, addressing such conditions as depression, such as Bijou has pointed out, I think that is good. I know I'm getting a little sloppy at this point in time, but that's because it was fucking good gin. But is there any last thoughts that Ms. Meow or Bijou Bijou have at this point?
On that question or in general?
In general, but also on that question. Because call me out if you think I'm saying something wrong as well.
I think on that question and in general, my thoughts always come back to communication. Communication's sexy. Talk to your partner. Talk to your friends. Talk to yourself. Talk to your family. Guys, communication is key. You can't have any type of healthy or successful relationship with anyone without communicating. So,
and Bijou.
I think that feeling that you're not comfortable in your body, particularly with like body changes, weight gain, things like that. About a year ago, I started getting stretch marks on my belly, which I'd never gotten before. And it triggered this like feeling of, okay, well, I can't just lose the weight now. Now this mark is always going to be on me. And I feel like there's like an idea of like body positivity, which I'm all for. I like love yourself, be comfortable in yourself, you know, but then your body positivity comes in contrast with, okay, but I want to look this way. You know, I want to wear that dress. I don't want to look like, you know, I don't want to have these marks on me. And so like, it's coming to terms with who you are and like being the healthiest, happiest version of yourself and getting there in a way that is okay for you. Like exercising 24 hours a day and eating nothing but salad is not healthy. You know, it's like being super thin, but screaming at your image in the mirror or, you know, is not healthy. Like you need to come into balance and come to terms with like what, and anyone who buys something that's too small, I have to say, because you were talking about clothing, anyone who buys something that's too small, being like, I'll fit into it later, all you're doing is making yourself feel bad for the entire time that you have that garment. Like if you get fat, like I have gained when I came back from Korea, because their food doesn't have as many hormones as ours do. I gained, like this happens to a lot of people who come back. I gained, no joke, 30 pounds.
Wow.
Like, so none of my clothes fit. I mean, and it was just like, it was a shock to me. And so it's like, I'm walking around in these like schlumpy, like muumuus and stuff, because I'm like, I don't deserve to look pretty. Bitch, you deserve to look pretty. You deserve to look good. You deserve to love yourself. Dress for your type, however you, I mean, obviously, like, not everyone has a lot
not even for your type. Dress the way you want.
But yeah, dress the way you want that makes you feel good. You know what I mean?
Make you happy. Like,
exactly.
Life is too short not to.
100%.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I also want to point out, Ms. Meow mentioned communication and the importance of communication. Because of this time, because of social isolating, because of the fact of the lockdown, because we're not present with each other. Ms. Meow has pointed out that she loves coming onto this show because it gives her the excuse to dress up, to glam up. And I feel that we need to make sure that communication is very important, because it's very important that we remain in contact with each other. And it's also very important. It's also very important that we're taking care of our bodies as well, because that is part of our health. So it doesn't just mean the social distancing, but also making sure that we have the exercise that we need to remain healthy, because you can be healthy at any size. Please take care of yourselves, take care of the people around you. I want to very much thank Ms. Meow and Bijou Bijou for joining me here tonight. I want to thank all of you who have been watching through the night, as we passed over 3,000 viewers watching the Love Doctor live streams. And we want to welcome the people from Twitch. Cheers. I love you all. I love you, Miss Meow. I love you, Bijou Bijou. Thank you very much. Let's have a drink as we fade away. And we want to say hey to Ahir Kishan, who's popping in. Sex Masty, which I'm not sure it was English, but I'm happy to say. Christopher saying thank you, everyone, as well. Lisa Perez, merci. Thank you for sharing your sister with you. Bijou, she loves your TARDIS. We're getting all kinds of good thoughts. Namaste from Peter Bowen. Sarah Lalazar, I love you all. I definitely love you. Denny Legier, bye. We thank you very much. Peter Bowen, cheers. I'm going to end the broadcast as we go out on this, as I finish my last drink. And I love you all. Thank you.